Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live! Good evening, gentlemen.
What are we doing?
Has anyone? Do you got like a fucking button or something, a switch that you hit? Because it's really wild. It's like you come to fucking life. It's amazing, dude. I love it. It's like take tokes it. Oh, I'm ready to go now.
Before the show, it's like he's down here like
yeah.
Yeah,
man.
As soon as I see like that MPSP at the end of the fucking intro, it's like, okay, I gotta fucking go.
It's amped up, baby. He's like,
I'm looking at that intro, right? And I'm like, I've been doing this for several months now.
Yes.
And where's my we got people on there. I've never even been on their show since I've been here. And
working on it.
They don't show up and they're on the intro. Where the fuck am I at? I've been contributing to be a part of this thing.
Yo. I'm not sure that your picture will be allowed because it's a white boy with braids picture. Okay?
Epic.
I fancied myself a little thug when I was younger.
That's okay. Me too, man. I was up there, man.
You thought you was a thug looking like Informer.
You used to wear do-rags.
That's right. I did.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Yeah. Same. When I had the braids in, I'd wear them.
That's true.
I wouldn't get all fuzzed. I'd wear them every night.
Yeah.
Man.
You boys
My hair is when I had hair was curly like Cal's. So like I had like I don't know, the white man fro, I guess you'll call it.
Yep.
So like when I was on Cape Cod one summer, some Cape Verdeans came through and they were braiding everybody's hair. Well, mine was so curly that they could, just put beeswax in it and dread it for me.
Yeah.
So I went with dreads for one summer. So that's my
I tried to do
appropriation.
I tried to do them naturally. I made it. I made like a few. I'm going to tell them you can't wash your hair.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it about 2 months, man. And my head was so itchy and shit. I said, I can't do this no more, dude.
I didn't leave them in that long because I was dating this girl, Christy, who would braid them for me. She'd actually get out the straightener, straighten everything down, and then, put it. And I started with braids just that big, and I ended up getting them so much that by the time I was done with them, I had them down to here. And I would leave them I'd only leave them in for about a week, and then she'd take them out and redo them. And the process took probably 3.5 hours to completely do.
Dave out here trying to look like white boy Rick.
I was.
Yeah, right.
I started at 15, and by the time I got to 18, they were down here. I loved it. I can't grow them now because I'm bald as fuck.
Listen, this is what happens when I go missing for 3 weeks. I come back and it's all about cultural appropriation.
I went through every stage in high school. I went from jock to super nerd to fucking hippie with the fucking Birkenstocks and linen pants and shit. Yo.
Dude, I haven't had an afro since probably elementary school, dude. And then after that, it was just either low cut fades or this, like the taper. Because I had a hair full of waves before my hair started thinning. So I wore that since like my last year of elementary school on through the rest of my life.
See, I think my aunt is off Facebook now, but there used to be a picture of me when I was like 5 years old, and I was the cutest little kid with the curliest hair. But
out here looking like a baby cow.
Yeah, basically. Oh my god! That fucking animal.
I was the cutest little kid with the curliest hair.
And then he became this.
Yeah.
Goddamn, dude. I don't know.
When you had, with RJ, like, how big was he at 16?
Oh, RJ was bigger than me at 16. Yeah, RJ was bigger than me at 14, man. He was taller than I was and thicker. Well, RJ was thick and tall at one point. RJ's skinny now. RJ lost a lot of weight, dude. He's been working out and shit, and he's gotten thin now, but he's getting cut. He picked up his shirt and showed me his abs the other day. I looked at him like, the fuck? He's like, don't you wish you had these? I'm like, I got him somewhere under there.
I have abs that are very well protected.
Yeah. I got mine under my keg.
Yeah, right.
But
I don't show mine off.
You know how you sometimes like you hug somebody and you can just feel that they're a solid unit.
Yeah,
I get that a lot.
well, I hear you. I understand what you mean. Yeah,
okay.
You can feel how solid a guy. Yeah, they're like yeah.
Most people are like, God dang, because like I normally so when I'm at these cons, I'll either have like a nerd shirt on, and then maybe they'll see me in a tank top if it's summertime. But if they don't, they see me in a nerd shirt. They don't realize how solid I am until they.
Dude, I remember I hadn't seen you maybe for a while, and I remember when I saw you Bobby's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, you're swole like a motherfucker. I couldn't. Yeah. I was like, damn. I was like, what'd you do? He's like, in the gym, dude. I'm like, good lord.
Yeah. Right. That's it. Just working out and eating right, man. That was it.
Yo, my kid is 16. Been the same ever since. My kid is 16, and I put my arms around him to give him a hug to go to bed the other night. I was like, if this boy get out of control, I'm gonna have to be serious here.
There's gonna be some problems.
There's gonna be some furniture moving in here.
I'm gonna be straight up with you. I would never try to mess with Junior. Junior would kick my ass right now.
I have the hope that my point, right?
The one thing I got good. Like, one thing I got going with my son. My son loves me enough that I don't think he would ever beat me up. But like, at least I hope so. I mean,
it's weird. It's weird getting to a point though where like that's a consideration. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, but when he was,
what's up, Scott? Let me know if you want to come on.
Yeah, when he was younger,
show you a link.
When he was younger, he tried to buck up to me, and I can handle it when he was younger because he wasn't as big as it wasn't like he is now. But now, he'd take me to the woodshed, boy. He whipped my shit up. I'd be breathing hard after about 5 minutes. He'd still be jabbing my ass in the face.
I have 2 daughters, and no offense, but I could beat the fuck out of both of them at the same time.
Listen, when you get to our age, that's the reason you work out. It's not for the people in the streets; it's for your kids.
Yeah, right. You gotta prepare yourself for it.
You gotta
them 2 little girls gotta team up on EB.
What's funny about my daughter? My daughter's short. She got unfortunately got the shorter genes in the family, but she used to be really skinny, but now she's gotten she's done everything grown up to a nice young lady, but she's getting that thickness of Anna's side of the family. The German is coming out, right, and she's getting the she's got more broader shoulders,
strong peasant stock.
Yes, and I'm like, I look at it, I'm like, God damn, dude. Hell for the guy that fucks with that kid. Good God.
You're looking like Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, man. Where she's just broad shoulders and just like, I don't know, man. Thankfully she doesn't wear it. I'm glad. One thing I'm glad about my daughter, I never had a problem with. She doesn't wear skimpy clothes. It's kind of nice because I've never had to worry about it. But there was she came downstairs.
Man, nowadays that don't matter if she looked like Rhea Ripley. Like nowadays, that's what's in, dude.
That's the look.
Yeah, I know.
Get the shotgun ready.
Oh my God, she is a terror on Instagram. Jeez.
Oh, Rhea
Yeah.
Yeah. I love her Instagram.
But I think she's funny though.
Well, she is.
Yo,
she's also hilarious too.
She is hilarious, but she can be rough though on people.
I've seen some, I've seen some shit on her Instagram where she'll get thrown out of the ring and she'll be selling, and she'll reach over and untie a fan's shoes and just roll back in just to fuck around.
That's hilarious, dude.
She enjoys what she does, which is always cool.
Yeah.
Tragically, man. My real wrestling crush was Maria Kanellis.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh,
mine was Lita.
And
Lita
she's got a thyroid condition right now that is super, super serious.
Really?
Yeah. She's had a couple kids.
Yeah.
And she's married to Mike, right? Mike Kanellis.
Yeah, Mike Bennett.
Right? Mike Bennett. Yeah, Mike Bennett. And then and she was thick. She was thick after her first kid.
Well, that's typically what activates thyroids is when you
right.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But she's I don't know. I always thought she was pretty. She was really pretty.
Yeah.
For sure.
And she was one of the few back then that had it all. Like she could talk.
Lady is. Y'all gonna have to shoot me a link.
Yeah.
She back in the WWE, which was in WWE back in the day. She was like a backstage. microphone leg girl, who just talked.
She wrestled too.
She did wrestle, but not very much. Not very much.
Yeah.
And then when she went to TNA, that's when she came out of her shell.
She was right after
managing.
Who was that? Stacey Keebler. She was like right after that.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. You're right. She was. That's about right. When after Stacey Keebler was. Yeah.
I didn't bring that up just to show a picture of a beautiful woman. I just wanted to say best wishes to her, man. Like,
hopefully, hopefully
she entertained me for years, and
for sure.
Yeah, she was awesome, dude. Well, she's not dead. I mean,
I was just about to say it ain't like she about to die.
No, it's a life-threatening condition.
Oh, is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
so it is serious. Oh God. Yeah. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope she doesn't.
Like that, and that's been the other thing. Like being able to watch her on Instagram, like do stories and stuff, and she's been very honest about like what she's going through, and it's been touching.
Yeah, I'm hoping she does all right, man. Because she did well for herself, man. After the WWE cut her, it was kind of like she didn't. I thought she was just gonna go away, out of the wrestling business for good. But she did good, man. She got herself,
She's one of the few wrestlers, no matter male or female, that went away from the WWE or WWF or whatever and came back better for it.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree. But then
Gail Kim would have been better for it, but they booked her like crap. I mean, but that was a time too when the women weren't being booked for shit.
That's true. That's true.
It was all 3-minute matches. Like like Michelle McCool says that her and someone, they had a match and they were told they were not allowed to punch or kick because women don't punch or kick.
Yeah, that was back in the early.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Michelle McCool, unfortunately, she kind of retired right when the women started getting treated better.
She did.
She was gone, So.
And she was one of them, and she could fucking go. She was.
Yeah, she was good. I liked her a lot.
She had size, strength, speed, athletic. She was like, it was Charlotte Flair before Charlotte Flair was there. She had the same build, the same size, the same strength.
She is built right now like 80s Brigitte Nielsen.
She can go right now if she
wanted. Michelle McCool?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see her on the draft?
Yeah. I did. Yeah, she's fucking unreal, man.
Yeah. She got that Royal Rumble entrance a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
She came out of the crowd and
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Uggs. She wasn't in wrestling boots. She had no protection. She did that match in fucking Uggs.
She was sitting with her kids, man, in the front row.
Off the shirt and jumped in with the goddamn Uggs on and worked.
So hilarious.
But,
she's a badass.
You look back then at the talent that they had and that they didn't get the opportunities that these girls now.
Oh God, yeah.
True, that's true. They definitely had some talented ladies that if they had been about maybe five years later.
Yeah,
they'd probably be able to want fun to see what they were like and what would have happened.
There was only a couple that they gave opportunities to Trish and Lita, and they let them, they let them main event to Raw, and they let them have a cage match, and they gave a little bit to them, but not really enough is what those two.
Yeah, because even Mickey James, I felt like didn't get. I mean, her first run in WWE. She didn't get treated, and she's the one they also let go because they said she gained too much weight.
And then they mocked her for the weight. They did the Piggy James thing. And
it was terrible, dude. I was like, wow.
Jesus, dude.
Well, she got let go for the John Cena thing too.
That was another part of it too.
That was a part of it, but she
basically stalking Cena.
Yeah.
Well, she was all about. She wanted a John Cena peeper, man.
On one of the Europe tours, she got thrown off the bus because she would not leave Cena alone. He's like, bitch, stop, leave it, let it go. It was one time. I'm not in your, and she would not let go. So she got booted off the bus. I think it was in Germany or France, one of the two on that European tour. She had to get her own ride, and that was pretty much the end of it for her. Who are you going to pick, Mickey James or John Cena?
Of course. So, the WWE was probably like, okay, she's got to go. Yeah, you gained too much weight. You're right in the wellness. Yeah, you got to go. You have to have a legal reason to get rid of you. Go on, get out of here. But she did well for herself because she went, she went
She
to,
went to TNA.
TNA and did really good. Had a good career.
What was it? It was like Country Justice or something.
Yeah,
Hardcore
country. That's
yeah,
right.
hardcore country.
Cut a shitty
James,
album
yeah.
and everything, and yeah, I got that fucking album. I got it. In fact,
Really?
Yo, ODB, where the hell did she go?
I don't know, but she was so much fun.
Man,
Did you ever see her, Eric?
Mm-mm.
Yo, that's another one we got to show you because if you don't know her, she was fun.
ODB was an older wrestler though too, and
Were you?
She's been around for a while. And
Nick, were you at the show when Kevin Nash was talking about her? You might not have been there. So someone asked him about ODB, and he said that is a whole lot of woman. And he said, I know for a fact, I'm not gonna tell any names, that she got the better of some of the guys. Now I don't know if he meant.
I was there, for that.
Okay, yeah, he's like.
Yeah, he implied that she played the fuck out of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like that is awesome, but he had nothing bad to say about her. But he's like, she got the better of him.
But yeah, this was ODB. EB.
She's a monster.
Nope, she don't ring a bell at all.
Yeah,
she was only on TNA.
She'd pull a flask out of her tits. Take it.
Pop. She went to this stage where she was wearing like some kind of military looking garb for a while.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah, and then but she was one of the crazier wrestlers. It was fun. Remember her and Eric?
Strong, and she was a lot of fun.
I remember when her and Eric Young were like we're running together and back in the day.
I'm pretty sure if I had to pick one, I'm pretty sure that Eric Young was one of the guys that she got over.
Probably, man.
Of course.
But Eric Young and Kev are pretty close. It was just one of Kev was drawn to Eric Young when he got to TNA. As well as the Motor City Machine Guns, those guys. He was it was like the smaller guys that he could work with that would bounce off him. That he just he kind of took into those, and I'm pretty sure that EY was one of the guys that
I
always loved Eric Young's voice. It was like,
now you brought up Kevin Nash, and I'm gonna get in my feelings. I haven't listened to the show since I stopped paying for the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just haven't. Like it was definitely one of those things of like never meet your heroes.
Oh yeah.
I got to talk to him a little bit more, and like even before the show started, when I was helping out with a lot more tech. So I did. And he's it was a little disappointing. There's been some moments where it's just like you try to talk to him and there's nothing there. The other parts he doesn't answer anything, and I mean it's some nights he was on and it was fun and it was great and he was jovial and you could talk to him, but it was it's most nights it was like he didn't even want to be there.
Yeah, and
that was disheartening.
Especially because we were paying for access before the show in order to have special time, so that was just disappointing. I'm never not gonna say he's my favorite wrestler because he is, but like
a lot of these guys,
it was a disappointing experience
post career, especially. It's he was he's one of the wrestlers too that like is never going to be forgotten because he changed the business and he was part of the
He was the one that, after him and Scott, they make him and Scott for guaranteed money.
Absolutely.
Every single one that gets guaranteed money right now is to call Kevin and say thanks, man.
They made the WWF have to change the way they do things, and it was like, fuck, man, because remember there was a time when pro wrestlers got paid by the match and by appearance, everything.
I know Dave knows, but in the 90s, do you remember who was the first guy from WWE to get a guaranteed contract?
Mark Merrill.
Mark Merrill.
Mark Merrow.
Wild Man Mark Merrow. He was Johnny B. Bad down in WCW.
That's where I remember him as Johnny B. Bad. Okay, I remember. Okay.
And Vince loved the Johnny B. Bad character and thought that he was getting Johnny B. Bad when he got Mark, but he wasn't. He was not, because he can't have that character, so he got someone completely different, and the Wild Man didn't work. And
that was a black guy, right?
Yeah. And he was getting paid. He was getting paid like $500,000 guaranteed, something ridiculous for the time, and he got shit on in the.
I thought he was getting Sting money.
I know his first guarantee was $500,000.
Oh, okay, so that's under Sting money.
Yeah, it was not less, but it was guaranteed. So, you know exactly what your pay is gonna be. Plus, you would get. That was just your base. You'd also get your WrestleMania bonus.
That's your downside guarantee.
Yeah, you'd get the WrestleMania bonus. You get the other pay-per-view bonuses and so on. So he would never have a year that was under $500K. That was the thing.
Wasn't he the one that was with? He was with Sable, wasn't he?
Yeah. So
that was his wife.
So okay.
Yeah, they were like together, right? Yeah, real.
Mark Merrow talked about this not too long ago. He said he found out that Sable and Brock Lesnar, he found out that he knew Sable was with someone behind his back, and one day he heard a message on the answering machine, didn't know who it was. And Mark Merrow's a pretty tough guy. He was a Golden Gloves boxer, tough. He said he went into Raw pissed off, ready to fuck up whoever it was. Found out it was Brock Lesnar and said, "You know what? I hope they're happy together."
Man,
I learned forgiveness real quick that day.
I'd have beat the out of Brock Lesnar, bro.
I think Brock would have tried, and he would have got his ass thrown around like he was.
Even if I got my ass whipped, I'm gonna still fight him.
That's the thing.
He would have had to beat me up.
Yeah.
Like,
still going down in a blaze of glory.
Could you?
I may not.
Like, could you feel like a man after that if you didn't buck up?
I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
My pride tells me at least I fought for my situation.
There you go. Exactly.
He did not.
I fought for my situation.
Yeah, you can't.
He just let it go and was like, well.
And that is the smart.
Who say I gotta fight fair? I just hit him with a chair.
That's what I mean. Yeah, right. Hit him with something.
Money.
I mean, obviously, Mark Merrow made the smart decision.
Yes,
probably, but. I would say
but I'm a dumb motherfucker.
Right.
No, in hindsight, his career was over. So did he? Because I would have beat the crap out of Brock Lesnar. What are they gonna do? Fire me? Like in hindsight, he could have beat that dude up with a chair, a brick, or something,
a pipe.
And I ain't saying something. Like this dude, he touching my wife. It's not like it's just some jump off that we all.
It wasn't a girl. It wasn't a rat. It wasn't a girlfriend. That was his wife.
It was his wife, exactly. I didn't know they were married though. I didn't know they were married.
Every one of them girls that came over from WCW fucking split real quick. Deborah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but remember Deborah was with she was with McMichaels, right? Steve McMichaels, right?
And she ended up marrying Austin.
Didn't she fuck around with Jeff Jarrett for a minute too?
I don't know if they were fucking around. I know that they were,
I know they were really together.
I don't know.
I don't know. They might have been. I don't know because that was before Jeff Jarrett got with Karen.
And that's the other one, yo. Jeff Jarrett stole Perk Angle's fucking wife.
Yeah, right in front of his face too.
Yo, that was when fucking Angle was fucking scary because he couldn't feel a goddamn thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That dude's doing 100. He said he was doing like 100 Vicodin a day, like 65 Percocet a day. It's like, motherfucker, how are you alive? I take 3 when I have back surgery. I take 3 a day, and I'm stoned as fuck.
That's crazy.
He was waking up with 15.
I would tell you guys though about that though. I think the reason why Angle became okay with it though was because I think Angle was done with her ass anyway. I think he was because she was nothing but a little hoe bag anyway. You could tell she was. She was all about jumping on what motherfucker could take care of her right or the way she wanted to be taken care of.
Exactly.
And I think Kurt was like, I'm tired of paying for this bitch. Fuck her.
You know who she got into it with from the WWE?
Who?
Braun. Braun got rude to her at a restaurant because he thought she was a rat looking for a signature.
No shit.
how appropriate.
Oh, that's great.
And it was when Angle was in the company, and they had to tell him, "Hey, you better go apologize, because Kurt's gonna fucking eat you."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care how big you are. Kurt is a different kind of animal.
That's kind of funny because like she's kind of like a fancy rat, but she's a rat.
She's still a rat. The rat's a rat. You know, you can't
I'm gonna have to get a
fucking
another fucking one of those fucking crawlers I got for Russ for both of y'all.
I mean, she's what a skank dog, dude. I'm telling you now. I can't. Man, when I found out about that shit, I was like, that bitch. And then Kurt looked so much happier after she was gone. Like after you can tell it was like there was something wrong with him. He wasn't doing well, and he was missing shows and stuff, and then when you find out, oh yeah, okay, they got divorced. Oh boy, now all of a sudden he looks happy, man. Like I got paroled. Like that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Exactly.
Yes.
Fucking appropriate, dude. I love it.
That's my new way to interrupt y'all.
He was good. It was fun. And then Angle ended up marrying a young piece of ass too, man. A young chick. Yeah, he upgraded, dude. He upgraded big time. Yeah, because Karen looks like shit now. Her lips are all big and funky.
Yeah. Too much work.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
We'll get off this topic in a second because I know people are getting bored as fuck.
Sorry.
But, no. But the one I didn't know was, I guess, Jerry Only stole Gorgeous George from Macho Man?
I didn't know that.
It was one of the dudes from the Misfits.
Really? That's okay. Macho Man was... Yeah.
He had Elizabeth.
He had installed the private cameras into her home so that he could spy on her while she was not with him. Yeah, and she ended up finding them. She found the monitors in his house, and that was pretty much the end of that.
Yeah, that's what she says. She says that. According to her.
I must preface that. That's according to her.
Yeah. That's according to her. I wonder if it wasn't because Macho Man just like was tired of like dealing with that little young, because Macho Man was suspicious of any female anyway. Yeah, he's
Macho Man.
Yeah, he kept Elizabeth like on a fucking leash.
Yeah,
basically. I mean, he was so like I think he was suspicious of any female. And I think he's got because he end up marrying his high school sweetheart.
He did. That was the last step.
Yeah, and then they were because I think they were in the Jeep together when he
they were
had the heart attack.
Yeah,
and
like that was the thing was like even as he died, like he steered into like the skid or something. Like while he was having this massive fucking coronary that killed him.
Yeah,
they said he was dead before he hit the fucking pole.
Yeah. That's probably he was trying to make sure she was all right.
There's no suffering. That's all you. I mean, he went quick.
And they said that like if he hadn't been as in control of the vehicle as he had been,
someone would have.
She would have been dead too,
and probably someone else that he hit head on.
Yeah.
That's
true. That's true.
So he took himself, and it was a brave move.
Yeah, he went out like a boss, man. But
that's the Macho Man. How else? If he's in that position, how else is he gonna go? The way he wants to, every single time. So I loved Macho so much. I was just a huge.
You know with that Vince McMahon one thing, I didn't really talk about Macho Man. Because remember Macho Man, he was trying to get Macho Man signed to a new contract, and Macho Man bailed on his ass and went to WCW.
Well, do you remember why though?
I do, yeah.
Because Randy thought he still had it in the ring, and he proved he did over in WCW. Because I mean, he had arguably a better second half of his career than his first half.
I would say you're probably right, but was it because McMahon didn't want him to wrestle anymore? He just wanted him as an announcer or something like that.
He told Randy he only saw him as a commentary guy.
Yeah, and Randy wasn't ready for that yet. I gotcha.
Vince told him he was going with the youth movement, and he wanted to push the Shawn Michaels and the younger.
Right.
And Randy said, "I'm not elderly, man. I can still go."
Right. Yeah.
And he still wrestled for what 5-6 years after that.
God, yeah,
he was.
Before
he was
going to TNA or something like, because he was in TNA too, right? For a
He
brief
had
minute.
one match in TNA. That was his last match that he did was in TNA.
He became. I mean, he became a pop culture icon, dude. He was like,
Bone Sauce.
Yeah, all the Slim Jim stuff. I mean, they still got a Slim Jim. They call that. That's the monster. They are the big ass one. They call is named after him. Whatever.
Yeah,
Savage or something.
The Savage. Yeah, the Savage one. I mean, he became legendary. I think he became more legendary after he left the WWE or WWF at the time than he was when he was there. I mean, it just added. He got way bigger, man. I don't know. He did an
album. He was
my
Nana's favorite. She loved him because he was from Sarasota, and that's where her sister lives.
His brother just passed away recently.
Yeah, Lanny.
Lanny did.
Yeah, Lanny Popple, and I liked him because I thought
Russ. Do you know that he had a special talent?
Who, Popple?
Yeah.
What could Popple do?
Suck his own wiener.
How do you learn you can do that, dude? Really, it's ridiculous.
Because he tells people in shoot interviews.
I mean, so what? Like, what I'm saying, no. I'm not saying how you learned he could do that. How did he learn he could do that? Like, what makes you go? I'm gonna try to suck my own dick.
Hey,
excuse me.
He looked down one
he
day
lived the gimmick. He was the genius. He figured it out.
That's wild, bro.
I don't have any Lanny figures, but I got the original Macho, the LJN.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, that's cool, dude. That's badass.
Yeah.
I remember that.
This was the OG, the old big rubber.
The old big rubber guys. Yeah.
So these are ones I've been collecting these for a while. I still have a couple from my childhood, but I got the Macho.
You know, my little brother, when we were younger, and he said, I got some of those for him, right? And my little brother got pissed at me, dude. He took his Hulk Hogan and fucking hit me upside the head. Yo, that shit hurt, dude. Those things were heavy rubber, man. I was like, ow, motherfucker.
And dude, Andre was like fucking bigger than the other ones. My little sister hit me in the fucking nuts with Andre.
See, it was that shit hurt, dude. Fuck you up bad.
The box is all tore up, but this is how I found it at Target. Motherfucking Bruno.
Oh, Bruno.
Oh, that's really cool. No shit.
I see.
In the green tights.
Look how
that's badass, dude. Yeah, that's how much bigger Andre is. Yeah, that's wild, man.
Now, there was another Andre, too, because they had the black fucking singlet.
Yep. Yeah. This is the first one. This is the long hair Andre. In the second round of them, they have short hair Andre. And then the last round of them, they have short hair with the black singlet Andre.
Damn, dude.
Now, only Hogan and Andre have more than one figure.
Now, Dave, do you remember Brave Star back in the day?
The cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, EB, do you mind showing that, or are you going to be doing that on Tuesday?
No, we Transformers only on Tuesday, but cool. This is it.
Yes, I remember that cartoon. Hell yeah.
Yep.
That looks really good. Who made that?
Ramen Toy.
That's Ramen Toy? No shit. Yeah, how is it? Is he got very good articulation?
It's good. Yeah, so
it looks
if you
great.
Think of, it's about the size of a Mark McFarlane, maybe a little shorter than a McFarlane figure.
Okay.
With the articulation of a Murphy's figure.
Between that 6 and 7 inch kind of
yeah.
size. Okay, not bad. That's to me that's kind of true 1/12 anyway.
And
what do you
Oh, it looks I love the hat detail.
Yeah, I like the hat too, man. He looks great, dude.
That's pretty cool.
That's a good.
So how much did he run you?
This one that I think was 100 with the early bird price, and it came with like an extra gun and the amulet and the cover.
Fucking cool, man.
Yeah, and so I got the other one too, which is fun. That was more cartoon focused. This one has like a more mature look to it.
Okay.
I was looking at it. All right, so they more like an animated. That's badass,
dude. Animated, and then this one, and it comes with a bunch of accessories. Like, I mean, it comes with 3 sets of hands, but it also comes stock with this vest.
Yeah.
The white one, which is more cartoon accurate, that's also a part of like the deluxe pack that you get.
That's fucking cool, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So you prefer? you prefer this one to the Dasani or whatever it is
So
called?
not really. I like the
No.
other one because that's the cartoon and I grew up with that.
Right, right.
It's gonna go on like my Misfit cartoon shelf.
Uh-huh.
And if they do the horse, I'm definitely in. But
Oh man.
Oh yeah, the horse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Holy shit. Yeah,
God,
the horse was
That was
badass.
30-30, right?
yeah, 30-30.
30-30.
I haven't
Tex
seen a
Hex.
cartoon in so many years. Wow.
Yeah. He had his own little shotgun or whatever. Yeah.
Yo, I made Cal watch the movie a couple weeks ago. Well, probably a couple months ago when I got it. Yeah.
The mini movie. Yeah, you can watch all the episodes on YouTube. They're on there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. I think I'll check them out.
In order.
God, it's been so long since I would watch them on Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, there was that. It was Brave Start, and there was another one. I think
Cowboys of Moon Mesa.
God, I don't remember the name, but
I remember Cowboys of Moon Mesa.
Yeah, but no, there was one where the main character could transform into four different animal shapes. Gosh, I wish I could remember. Let me do the Google machine.
Yeah, that I don't
because Brave Star had that gimmick kinda too.
Yeah, his amulet will allow him to take on the spirit animals. So,
I'm thinking of. That's exactly it. So
okay.
I thought it was a different show, but yeah, that's the same. That's Brave Star. Okay, that's what I'm.
You have the
Puma,
the speed of a Puma and stuff like that. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Okay. So I thought, I thought it was a different one. I must be thinking of the Cowboys one is what I must be thinking of for Brave Star. I must have them switched.
Now, a show that I remember watching when I was young was called Black Star.
Yeah,
and it was, and then on Black Star, and he had the I can't remember the chick's name that was like say a chick working with him, and he had a dude that could change into animals. And he had.
I was at a Dark Water. That was the same.
I remember Dark. I remember Dark Water.
Like Black Star was like mid '80s, right?
Early 80s.
Early 80s, I think.
Okay,
yeah,
so either I missed it or they didn't show it in my area.
I think it came out in 81 or 82.
Something like that.
Okay, so I would have only been like 3 then.
Yeah, I was pretty.
By the time we got around to it, Nick, it was already in syndication.
Yeah, I mean, I just remember my mom buying me the figures. Back in those days, my mom worked at Kmart. So I was like, man, I got access to all kinds of toys, dude. Yeah, man, shit.
I like Black Star and Thundar were the two of them.
Thundar was my
Thundar was another. I never got any toys for Thundar, but I remember Thundar.
They didn't make them up
badass.
until fucking Toonami did them. And
that's probably why.
I think Thundar is like $255.
Yeah, Thundar had the chick that ran with the two. Her name was Ariel.
Princess Ariel and Uthia the Mock.
Right, and she had powers. Right, she was like a sorceress.
She was
Yeah, it was badass.
Yeah, the gloops that would, those two little.
Yeah, the sun sword reminded me of like a lightsaber. It was kind of cool.
The sun sword.
The sun sword. Yeah.
I don't get. I mean, with all of the increased technology, you would think that cartoons today would be increasingly better. But I think that we just got to use our imagination more with the older ones, and we got to the toys just seemed significant at the time. Where Saturday morning was must watch for every kid. Every kid, that was their time.
Yeah, because going back now and trying to watch fucking He-Man is a chore, brother.
Well,
it's difficult.
It's just as goofy as it was when we were kids. I
think when it's now that you're older, you look at it and you're going, "Oh my god, I don't remember it being this bad." You know,
but you know what's crazy is I can still watch G.I. Joe to this day.
Me too. I can too.
Transformers.
It all still holds up. It's just something about like He-Man just was not good.
Silverhawk.
I mean,
Silverhawk.
Yeah, I was watching Silverhawk.
Thundercats.
You watching it on the Amazon channel?
Yeah. I also have the first season downloaded for myself, so I can watch that too. I've watched that first season about 5 times. Jesus Christ!
Yeah. I still enjoy Thundercats. I still enjoy. They got another one on there. Is it on Tubi TV or maybe it's Prime? Street Sharks.
I never watched Street Sharks.
Street Sharks. I remember Street Sharks. Oh wow, yeah, that was a good one.
between like channels for us, like channel 2, 3, 5, and 8, they all had cartoons, and it's like I'm gonna watch the real Ghostbusters at 8:30. I'm gonna go to Thundar on this channel for at 9:30. I'm gonna go over here for Silverhawks at 10 on this channel. It was like that. Everyone had their little program guide where their best one for each channel.
Yeah, it was
back and forth, you know.
And then
there's only 2 or 3 channels that you could get them on.
Yeah, but then as the 80s came to a close and the 90s came, like these big television companies, they realized they needed to have a block to keep them kids
right. Yep.
Their shows. So they would have like the Fox block, and they had Disney had their own little block on something else. Like they all found a way to keep your entertainment.
Yeah. USA started doing all the Hanna-Barbera stuff, the Laugh Olympics, the Jabberjaws, those kind of Hanna-Barbera shows, Captain Caveman.
Yep, because that was
USA
owned
had
by
all
Phil
those.
Turner. That was all his stuff. He owned Hanna-Barbera. That's why the Cartoon Network was a smart move for him, because when they came out with that, I remember what was that? Different Strokes, the cartoon from back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that. I did too. I remember that. Yeah.
It was everything. And then he brought anime over to the States, and that was the first time, like after a certain on Sunday it was like anime day, and you would just be able to watch like Dragon Ball and Yu-Gi-Oh and Inuyasha and all that stuff, and it was like, man, like this is crazy.
Cartoon Network like was so good for shows for like one season.
Oh heck no.
And then killing the fuck out of them.
They had well, yeah, that's true. Because didn't they have Young Justice for 1 or 2 seasons and then killed that?
2, yep.
2 seasons, yep.
The reboot.
One season for Thundercats. Gone.
They couldn't sell toys.
He-Man. Well, 2 seasons. Yeah. 1.5 really.
But how many episodes are in those seasons?
Well, that's true. The seasons were different because the whole season was you went by winter quarters. Like, so it was the winter season, the fall season, the spring season. They took a break like the last part of the quarter, and then they would come back with new shows. It was like 29 episodes a season at that point.
Yeah, I remember them having a hard time, it seemed like, keeping a good show going on Cartoon Network. It was my kids watched stuff on the Cartoon Network like the Kids Next Door and
yes, dude, Codename Kid Next Door. Come on,
yeah,
bro.
Codename Kid Next Door, and they watched Ed, Ed and Eddie was another favorite one. Yeah, they loved
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, Dexter's Laboratory is one I definitely remember them watching for sure.
And I remember had 39 over 2 episodes.
And that was over 2 seasons.
I think that was 2 seasons, because
they got cut short. They got cut short. I don't think that was all of the 2 seasons.
No,
the first season, I think it was 20 something.
If you look at from 83, 84, there's 130 total episodes.
No, he's talking.
We're talking about 2000X. That was on the Cartoon Network. Because like Cartoon Network has a
32. Got it.
Little bit of a reputation for killing shows.
They were.
If you have to reboot Bruce Timm's Justice League, there might be a problem.
They because Justice. Well, that lasted for a while though. They had Justice League. It had 2 seasons, and then Justice League Unlimited.
Right? I remember Justice League Unlimited for sure.
And that was 3
seasons.
Had a couple,
and they had a couple movies to bookend it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the thing was like they just completely fumbled that because that could have just went on forever.
Well, they had the ability. I think they were trying. This is here we go again with the comparing it to the Marvel stuff, but they wanted to be like the X-Men, and they should have kept going with the original Justice League. But then when they came with Unlimited and started giving you all these side characters, which I enjoyed only because I was a fan, for the normal person, they didn't know who these people were, and you couldn't get them invested by bringing all these people together so quickly. Yeah,
like Vigilante, The Question, and stuff like that. No matter how cool they were, nobody knew who they were.
Yeah. Okay. And it was good, but the
the newer Masters of the Universe show that they had, right? The 2000X one.
Yeah.
This says that season 1 was 13 episodes.
Okay, so the second season.
And then season 2 was, let me see, 13 episodes. This says it was just
4 seasons.
Yeah, so this says it was 26 episodes in all. But I'm wondering if Amazon has the full seasons or not. I don't know.
Oh no, I'm looking on the wiki, man. There were 26
you're looking at the wiki? Okay.
26 in season 1 and 2 and 13 in season 2.
Oh no, here it is. My bad. I messed up. It is 24, 25, 26. Yeah. There was 26. All right, 26 there. Yeah. And then in season 2 there was
because season 2 was all the Snake Men shit.
Yeah. Right. It wasn't season. Yeah. See, was season 2 when they started getting more into the when did they start the remember the King Grayskull story and all that?
Because that was going to be season 3. Season 3 was going to be Hordak. That's why in season 2 of Revelation. That's why they brought Hordak in.
Well, yeah, Revelation. That they set that shit up good, man. Because I didn't know if they were going to bring She-Ra into the fold or not, or even bring Adora in to the fold of that or not. Like,
and if we're spoiling this, I mean, it's over a year old.
Yeah, I think though, in the end of it all, when it's all said and done, I think that chick that was in the armor, that was saying trying to bring Hordak back to life. And
that was Despara, dude.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Adora.
Yeah, it's Despara.
Right.
That is Adora.
That is Adora. I didn't know for sure. I just thought
unless
assumed,
they change it
and
decide that because she was so popular in the cartoon, it's Catra or some shit.
Yeah, that was so lame. God, that one was terrible.
My little nieces actually like that.
Well, I think it's good for little girls, probably. Yeah, so little girls liked it. I got a little annoyed because I thought they kind of sort of setting up
Teen Titans,
setting up a Catra and Adora kind of romance.
Teen Titans was amazing, bro.
I just like it because of the fucking music video, fucking Cyborg.
Oh
Beast Boy. Hell yeah.
Teen Titans was great, and then what they did to it was terrible when they came out with that stupid where they
Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, Teen Titans Go. I hate that shit, man. The Teen Titans was badass. That was like really good. They were hardcore, man. Slade was a douchebag. I mean, they did a good job with him.
That's the thing that gets me. That's one of the things that gets me. Like, if you read the fucking Judas Contract when it came out, Slade was hitting that shit with Terra.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I know but they want to do that. Yeah.
Like, they know now, so like they should put Slade away.
Yeah, probably. It's kind of he was a pedophile. But yeah,
weird.
Yeah, that's kind of. Yeah, it's bad. It's just rough, man. Because Tara was clearly like in love with him or obsessed with him or something like that, and and how he would keep her happy was like to mess with her and shit. It was weird.
Well, the only way that the editor said that like they could get away with it was they faded to black, so you don't know what happened.
Right.
Just, and it's like bullshit.
We had to use our imagination. Wonk, wink, wonk. Yeah,
that's nuts.
What's this dude's name? Y'all remember the name of the guy on Silverhawks that could time travel? What was his name?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't Hot Wing. It was
not Hot Wing. No, that one, not Mirage. No, the Silverhawk. He's like green and green colored,
it was like
and
Mirage or something, wasn't it?
Wasn't Mirage? Like Flashback or something like that, or
yeah, I think you're right.
Something like that, maybe. I don't know.
You're making me fucking Google again.
I'm sorry. I remember I had his figure when I was a kid.
Flashback.
Flashback. Okay, and I thought he was cool as shit. He was kind of a neat character. His wings were awesome because his wings you squeeze the legs and they were just on his back. So you didn't have to have the wings connected to his arms. You could actually move his arms while his wings were out and shit. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. So I was a Trekkie growing up, and there were no Star Trek figures for me because I didn't know where the hell Mega was.
You, bro.
Yeah, that's rough, dude.
Silverhawks came out with Hot Wing, and he had them pointed ears, and I pretended he was Vulcan.
I can see that.
I can too. Why not, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. We all remember having to use use figures sometimes and cross play. You know,
absolutely.
You had to bring G.I. Joe into Transformers. You know.
Fucking Skeletor rode Scorponok into battle many of the time.
That's badass, dude. That's awesome. I never did that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved having Prime fight He-Man for some reason. I was into, and I had He-Man beat the fuck out of Optimus Prime.
I think still one of the best crossovers when I was a kid, not even knowing that this was fiction, but G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because it was kind of before. It was before a lot of us kids even knew. I mean, I didn't even know there was a. I never knew of them doing a comic book crossover or nothing like that.
Yeah, I knew about the comic as a kid, and
I
that cover was traumatizing.
I mean, I remember the G.I. Joe comic books. That's what I remember. I don't remember. I really didn't do much in Transformer comic books. I didn't read those. But I remember the G.I. Joe comic books were. I remember them so well because I remember all I would ever say was, "It's way different than the cartoon." I mean, those comic books were badass, man. They were like, fuckers died.
True. Very true.
It was a very new experience. A G.I. Joe cartoon, every week they kick Cobra's ass and nobody dies. It's all good. Yeah.
No problem. We'll just live to fight another day.
Yeah, right. That fucking comic books, though, dude.
That was the cover. That's the biggest I could find it. But yeah, they fucking blew Bumblebee up on the fucking cover.
Jesus Christ, man.
That's issue 1.
Where do you go from there? Shit.
They could never do that comic book nowadays. Kids would be fripping the fuck out. They'd love Bumblebee, man. Kids would be kirking out.
Did you guys see Transformers 1 yet?
No.
I haven't. Have you seen it yet?
Great.
Is that with the young?
Did you like it? Really?
Yeah, like
I want to. I want to go see it.
Really,
everybody I've heard that saw it has been very positive about it.
That's good, man. Because I was. Well, I mean, Anna and I were talking about going to see it, and Anna was like, "Look, I'll come with you." And I was like, "You sure?" She's like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, what is it, like an origin story of like Megatron and Prime?" And I said, I don't know if it's the origin. I said, kind of. I said, I think it's when there was a time when they were friends.
Yeah.
I said, no, almost every origin story they were tight at one point.
It always happens that way, and then something happens, and now they're enemies for life.
Yeah, and I told her I didn't know how far it was going to go. Yeah, and I said it's kind of a version of their story.
The lore. It's very piggyback-ish off of IDW with the mines and stuff like that.
Is it? Oh, that's kind of good though.
Yeah,
because that was a good story, man.
Be thoroughly pleased with this one, Russ.
Oh, I'm gonna like that then. We're definitely gonna have to go check that fucking movie out. That's gonna be a must see for me, man.
The first act is pretty much all the yucks and all the jokes, but then it really starts to kick up.
Then it starts to get a little more serious, doesn't it? Okay, all right, yeah, it's gonna be cool. I saw some of the trailers, and they have some of the stuff in the trailer and it looks kind of silly. Mm-hmm. But I told Anna, I said, think about this. I said, I like that it looks a little silly, and she said, why is that? And I said, because Transformers need to have personalities, and I sometimes I used to get aggravated because I feel like they didn't give characters enough personality. And I said, when it came to Transformers, especially, I told her, I said, sometimes I really would like them to have, if they're supposed to be like a living robot, then they need to have personalities that are, like people,
Yeah.
Like,
so I'm cool.
I think a real thing about this is the Michael Bay shit got very busy visually at the end. It was very hard to keep track of what the hell was going on.
Michael Bay.
True.
Kind of Michael Bay's thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Animation, I think it's easier on the eye, man. I think Transformers.
It's not even just that. It's that people, you can tell that the people who wrote the script read a comic book or watched some fiction before.
Yeah. So they actually were a little more educated. But
what I was trying to say is I think Transformers is one of those franchises that is just better animated than it is live.
Well, I don't know, man. Like I think 1 and 2 from Transformers was good, and Bumblebee was good.
I like the Bumblebee
movie. Actually, wasn't terrible. Rise was different. It wasn't terrible, but it was interesting how you mixed the two. But I think the first and second one and Bumblebee were probably the best of the franchise.
Yeah, I think you're right.
2 and 3 were serviceable. 4, 5, and
those are trash.
But
you didn't like the first one?
No, I said 1 and 2 were serviceable.
Okay.
No, you said 2 and 3 were serviceable. That's why I'm like,
one is good. No, one is good.
1 is really good.
Yeah, well, 1 is like my favorite
one
of the Bay movies.
1 is a decent Transformers movie. I think I think 1 is like, I think it's the best that they're ever going to be able to do in live action.
I don't know. Maybe. See, I think if we got somebody else to do a live action Transformers movie other than Michael Bay, and maybe we could get someone to stick closer to an aesthetic design that's more recognizable. I think the biggest problem I had with some of them is you could recognize them, but they looked really, I don't know. I guess they looked too realistic in a way.
Well, honestly, if they would have made this movie the way it is as a live action,
right,
they would have a home run on their hands.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Home run.
I can believe
it. It has all the elements of what you're looking for. And live action doesn't. I mean, obviously, if you make a live action, it's got to be CG, right? It's just
right.
I think that part that they put in the Bumblebee movie at the beginning was very pricey.
Probably was.
Very pricey.
Yeah, because they had to be the CGI that whole thing, right?
Yeah, you can't use a practical landscape there. You probably have to film it in the volume.
That's all I've seen in the Bumblebee movie. I watched that first 12 minutes and turned it the fuck off.
Bumblebee wasn't bad, man. I liked it.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I like it a hell of a lot more than you like it.
I don't know about that. You only watched 22 seconds of it.
12 minutes, that's right. I watched all that whole Cybertron part. And
that's a good part. I mean, I'm going, that's awesome, but it's not like it like went to shit after that. I mean, it was pretty good.
The villains they made sense.
Like they were like Decepticon bounty hunters, kind of. You know, like after Autobots. That they consider Autobots like criminals.
This is pre-Peacemaker John Cena.
Yeah, but it didn't do him any justice, bro.
Jesus Christ.
Golly, bro. And don't get me wrong, I like John Cena as a wrestler. He need to stick with that. Or keep doing comedies, because he's not believable as a serious character. Even Fast and Furious, he was not good.
I thought so too. I mean, we were like, they brought him in. Like, when they bring in as Toretto's like a little stepbrother or whatever, right? Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's hard to buy him as a villain.
Mm-hmm. He's been such a baby face, for so long.
That's true, and my son asked me one time was Cena ever ever like I mean, not a face. Is he ever? And I said a heel. I couldn't get the fucking word heel out of my goddamn mouth. Anyway, and I said, well, I said when he first started wrestling.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I said he kind of came in
or something like that.
Yeah, he was doing the thugonomics thing, and originally he was heelish as shit. He was really
but
they made him into a darling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was the comedy and the raps that actually made him a face long before he technically turned. So he even as a heel, he still had that tweener vibe, in between vibe.
Yeah.
That, the raps were making people just pop and laugh, even though he was working as a heel. It wasn't working as a heel. He had to change because of once a heel gets so good at that point, you have no choice because you have to change him. Otherwise,
the audience is going to make them that.
They're going to do it anyway.
Yeah,
they're going to do it.
It's the same,
you don't have a choice.
It's the same thing with every face too. Except
all the time. Eventually, they get tired of it's like this Gaga, and eventually Cody Rhodes is going to have to turn that corner because they're not going to take the Gaga anymore. It's good for now. It's good for a little bit, but give them a year, and they're going to be sick and tired of that shtick, and they're going to want to see him do something else, and they'll turn him. They'll do it.
Well, I think it's because like good guys get kind of boring after a while, and but then bad guys are when you're a good bad guy, you're like really good at being a bad guy. Unless you're Dominic Mysterio, then everyone just keeps saying you just keep making yourself worse and worse and worse.
Magnet mode.
Dude, look what he did. Every time you turn around, he's doing something scuzzy, dude, to make people hate him even more. And I love him for it. I think it's great.
I love it. I
do too. He might be my all-time favorite heel now.
I love Dom. That mullet looks dumb.
It does, but that's part of it, though.
Exactly.
The mullet is part of it. He's wearing that stupid fucking hair, and he knows it. But he's like, "Fuck you, I'm cool." Yeah,
I absolutely hate a mullet, bro. I hate a mullet. It's like, bro, just make up your mind. You can listen. You can't tell a person more that is confused in life than a person with a mullet. I swear to God.
That's true. Because again, it's either what long or short hair.
He can't make up his mind about
shit. Yeah, it's funny. And he's
Yo, whenever I get pissed at Kate, I threaten her. I'm like, I'm gonna grow a skullet. You watch it. See
skullet. Oh God.
You're gonna look like the guy from Hunger Team Force or whatever
Carl.
it is.
Carl.
Yeah, Carl. He's gonna look like Carl. Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That's so funny, dude. Oh my God. That's crazy. I was just gonna do that shit. You just start laughing, pointing and laughing at him. You're like,
hey, why Nick get divorced? He grew a skull.
And the judge seen on
I'm out here living my best life with this here skull.
Here's the man.
It's fucking funny. Oh man. Be like, come on, Judge. Don't kill me.
It's glorious, ain't it?
And Judge go look at dude.
I had hair and ears, Your Honor. You gotta let me have this.
He said, "You gotta let me have this." Oh, it's great, man. Yeah.
So, EB, Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remix.
Yeah, so they were trying to remaster them, and I think that's cool because the Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver franchise, was a really good one for the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2 when it dropped. It was one of those adventure games that it was on third person, top down type of not top down, but like over the shoulder kind of view. Yeah, and it was good. The story was good. It followed that one guy who basically was a spawn of, or like Spawn. He was basically like Spawn, like he's supposed to create visions, but then he was trying to get his life back, and it was just fantastic. So they're gonna remaster it, and I'm gonna buy it. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
It's pretty cool, actually.
It was so cool because like in the first one, you're playing Kain.
Yeah.
And then the second one, in the beginning of the fucking cinematic, before you hit anything, Kain is the evil king, and you're now Raziel, who Kain is like ripped apart and thrown into some fucking soul well.
You got to literally go against yourself. It's a character. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
The game was incredible.
No?
Really?
I don't know.
So,
it was
games like that would only get a remake
Yeah.
if people are buying it, and that game
I'm fucking in.
I think people are.
This is like the exact game that this is my genre. This is the third person action adventure kind of game.
Yep.
This is exactly what I play all the time.
So that was out around the same time as Marker Cree. I remember the Marker Cree, which was great. And then this was like pre God of War, so like
yes,
great.
absolutely.
Puzzles. This looks so
good. Yeah, you'll enjoy
I'm all
it.
in, man. I'm all in.
I would argue that maybe God of War was the makers of God of War probably were inspired maybe from that game.
For sure.
I think because a lot of the stuff in God of War is a lot like that. And like I mean, it's
puzzles and this, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I man, those games, I never thought they would do that. That's so cool.
I don't know where I was during that time, but I know that's my game. It's my game. It's what I love to play. Are those single player third person action adventure, like Kingdoms of Amalur and Dragon Age and all these. Oh God! Can
you imagine how good that's gonna look? By the way, now, it's got to look insanely awesome because
with upgraded graphics and all that stuff, it's also crazy.
Just the upgraded controller response time. I mean, the melee in it's going to be fucking sick. You're going to be able to just, oh my God!
What system was it originally released on?
PlayStation.
It was PlayStation,
and then part 2. Soul Reaver was on Dreamcast too.
Oh, it was? Okay, I didn't know it was on Dreamcast.
Do we know yet if it's going to get a PC release as well?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it either.
Made his way to PC. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't have any console games. I don't do any kind of console gaming. Like right now, my gaming PC, I have a 49-inch gaming PC that it's 4 foot wide of monitor. I think I showed Nick.
Holy shit. That's not bad.
It is huge. And
I think it's bigger than my son has. That's pretty big. My son's got a pretty nice. My son's got one of the monitors too. That it's like the folding monitor. It bends.
It's a curved monitor. That's what this one is. This thing is like playing games in IMAX. It just wraps around. Imagine 4 feet of wrapped around monitor in front of you. It's insane.
It's pretty cool.
I'm pretty sure I sent a picture over to Nick of what it was.
Yeah.
I think you'll see this on Steam probably first.
Perfect.
If it gets its launch.
Oh, perfect.
It's so awesome.
Yo, I don't know what it's been lately, but I've been getting into like fucking dinosaur games on Steam.
Like Ark?
Like The Isle. And fucking Jurassic Park Evolution.
Damn.
I haven't played any one of those.
Yeah, neither have I.
Jurassic Park Evolution is basically like you build your own Jurassic Park. And
that's pretty cool.
Now that I could get into.
Dinos and shit. Yeah. I suck at it. But yeah.
Is it like you have to build enclosures and like breed them and whatever the fuck else?
Well, you build enclosures and then you also send like research teams out to do research, which is, like AFK missions.
Yeah.
And so like through that you get pieces of the dinosaur's genome. So then like as you go through you upgrade your research and shit, and so like you'll get like different pieces of your dinosaur's genome, and then you can cross it with like, oh, a bat has this gene for longevity, so your velociraptor will live 50 years now,
Good God.
It actually sounds pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Fun.
Crazy, man. Shit.
I'll open Steam real quick and just put it on the list.
Oh man, Civ 7 I guess is supposed to come out soon too.
I have about
Civilization 7.
I have almost 3,000 hours into Civ 5.
Oh god.
I loved Civ 5. 6 I didn't dig too much until the expansions came out, then it got better, but 5 is still my favorite.
I never played that either.
It's a long game.
Yeah, man. You start off like, say you want to be like Montezuma down in Mexico.
Yeah.
So you start off as him down in Mexico back in the ancient age.
Ancient age.
Yeah, so like you start as like all you can do is farm, and then you research technology, so you get a wheel and fire, and shit
Oh,
like
wow.
A normal game of that would probably take you about 6 hours to complete. It takes forever. So yeah, it's you can put it on shortened speeds too, so it speeds everything up. You can get a game in about 2.5.
Yeah.
But the normal game, and if you go like epic level game, it will take you probably 30 hours for a game. It's so long. It goes through every stage of evolution, from the invention of fire to the invention of robots and shit. I mean, it just goes.
Oh, wow. You mean you span that long? That's a lot. Damn.
It's the entirety of civilization.
Holy shit.
Far past what we have. You end up building rockets that go out to other planets, and you get to that point, but it takes, it's a long fucking process. And then you're also fighting other civilizations on the map to try to either take control of them diplomatically or religiously, or just beat the living piss out of them and take them over through force, or make allies with it. So there's just so much going on throughout the history of the game that it ends up taking so goddamn long. But it's a fun game. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
Sometimes some of the best.
I played a lot, recovering from surgery. Yeah.
Sometimes some of the best games are the ones that are fucking run forever.
Oh, God,
I don't know. I've definitely played some that were pretty goddamn long. I'm like, holy shit, that was great. Yeah.
Think of like the Sims games. Those games can technically last forever. There's no end. There's no way to beat it. It's just
MMOs.
Yeah.
In MMOs, there's no way to you can beat the raid, but there's still so much more to do.
I mean, the only way it dies is if the server dies.
True. You gotta wait till they decide to stop supporting it.
That's it. Otherwise, it's never ending.
Yeah.
There's always something to do.
I showed you guys a couple months back too. They're also doing like a Halloween and Ash versus Evil Dead, like Streets of Rage mashup kind of thing.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Wow.
And like,
yeah,
so
that's
like,
crazy.
What it is like, when you buy the Michael Myers one, you have the Halloween one, you have Michael Myers, and your stages are in Haddonfield.
Okay.
Then you buy the Ash versus Evil Dead one, and you have Ash, and he's in Detroit or wherever, whatever they do with S-Mart and shit. Well, the thing is once you have both games, you can play Ash in Haddonfield and Michael Myers in the Evil Dead universe.
Awesome. That's that's legit.
That's fucking nuts, man.
And so, like, they said that, like, they're doing these two first, but they're looking to do, like, more shit like that. And, man, I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of these new games I just can't get into. I feel like a fucking old man and just like being stubborn, but like, get off my lawn, kids. But like, I still play like my old shit more than anything else.
Yeah, I do too. I end up playing a lot of my older games a lot too. I'll still throw the old God of War games, and sometimes I still run with them.
Tecmo Super Bowl. I'll plug in an emulator and play Tecmo Super Bowl for hours.
Nobody's playing the Marvel vs. Capcom collection right now.
No, I probably need to get it.
I have been going heavy on the toy front, so my video games have been very neglected.
Budgets are down.
I'm gonna tell you guys is get it now before it becomes extinct again, because
that's true.
What happened before?
Yeah,
it could find it for damn 10 years.
Yeah, it could go away for a long time. Yeah, that's a good point.
I've got to show off next week before we're going to be doing our segment with Scott for Justice League Tower of Babel. The link is in the chat for us, and if anybody listening wants to catch up next Saturday, we'll be doing like we did for last week, talking to Scott about another Justice League story.
Okay. I'm actually reading X-Men Onslaught, and apparently that's X-Men, Fantastic Four, and
Avengers.
The Avengers.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Wait till Hulk
There's
pops
some
in.
crazy. There's some crazy shit that goes on with Hulk.
Yeah.
So I bought
Hulk
the first
Hulk
book.
and Jean
There's
Grey. Wait till they get
3
together.
more books that I think there is a part of it, like the trades. So they got them in my local comic store. I just wanted to start with one because they are $40 a piece. They don't sell an omnibus, so I'm like, let me just.
I don't want to ruin anything, so I'll let you read it. I won't give you any spoilers. It's,
I'll check it out.
It's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
You know, like one of the series that was happening during that time, and it ended in the Onslaught thing. There was one of my favorite little miniseries of all time is the Green Goblin series that went on for 13 issues right during Onslaught.
Okay.
It was about a kid called I think he was Phil Urich. And he was Ben Urich, the reporter who's like a little side character in Daredevil and Spider-Man. He's like the investigative reporter. It was his son who found a hoard of Norman Osborn's Goblin gear.
Oh shit!
As just like as a young teenager, and like so like he was getting chased and he got gassed with like the Goblin gas, and so it was kind of like it was a modern Spider-Man as like the Green Goblin, and it ran.
That'd be fun.
It ran for 13 issues, and like the way it ends in Onslaught. And it's a definitive end to a series and you didn't get that back then. It was really good, and I don't know if it's collected anywhere.
Yeah, I didn't see it because on the back of those trade paperbacks it tells you like the collected editions. So I didn't see it back there, but I am eager to start that. I still think the best story that I've read in the last maybe 10 years was the Avengers versus X-Men. Hands down, one of the best comics I've read front to back. It's nuts. And I read Hush recently.
Man.
And Old Man Wolverine, which was Old Man Logan, which is good.
Old Man
but
that
Avengers, man, it's so much weight in that Avengers versus X-Men. It's so good.
It's one of my favorite Marvel Legends figures of the Old Man Logan figure I got. I like him. He's cool.
It's something I can read over and over.
Did you read Immortal Hulk?
That's it. That's what I'm on. I'm reading it right now.
Did?
Immortal Hulk.
Man,
it was good. It was good. It's but see, I'm a huge fan of the X-Men. I'm also a fan of the Avengers, but the X-Men is my favorite. And to see them two teams come together, to have that big of a blowout and Wolverine not even picking his own team side, like it was pretty cool. Let's see. That shows you that something wasn't right. If he's like, nope, I'm going with these guys.
Yeah.
I think awesome. I was poisoned. I think I'm going to be honest. I hate Cyclops. Cyclops is one of my least favorite Marvel characters.
All right, tell me why, because I wonder if there's a reason why I say reason that I don't like him. Go ahead. What is it?
Okay, before if you read the original Uncanny X-Men, Cyclops was always Jean's simp, and that was about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Then when Wolverine came around, they introduced the love triangle with Scott, Wolverine, and Jean.
Right.
And Scott was always, pitted against Wolverine, and he was in the way of Wolverine getting with Jean. And I was a Wolverine dude, so fuck Scott.
Okay.
Me too.
That's fair. It doesn't have anything to do with like his ability or story. It's just
he was always like the goody two shoes.
Always, yep.
He was always the snitch.
That's why you call them Boy Scouts.
It was always that preppy little bastard. I get it.
Yeah,
and Wolverine's a little darker, a little more, like what you think you would see it yourself if you were in that situation. Yeah. Like, bitch, fuck you. Go tell
and then,
Professor X this, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then, like, the more interesting characters to me in the X-Men were always, like, they were tangential to Scott. You know what I mean? Like, they were based around Scott. So, like, Havoc is one of my favorite mutants.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd say, like, Wolverine, Havoc, Adam X I love.
Now, isn't Havoc Scott's brother?
Yes.
Yeah. I was all about Bobby Drake.
Iceman's pretty cool. That's
I loved
my
Iceman.
favorite.
Loved Iceman, and he got an upgrade in power too in this more recently, like Omega.
Yeah,
level.
they made him an Omega level. I don't like that.
Yeah,
Iceman is an Omega level now.
He can,
because
he could turn the entire
Emma Frost.
Emma
Frost got in his head and unlocked his powers. So Emma was taking control of Bobby's mind to try to save everybody.
Okay, so wait, is it basically he's got the same powers, but they're just amped up? I mean, a lot stronger.
Well, he can do other shit, man.
Right.
He can make ice clones of himself that are sentient and act independent of him.
I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of neat.
He's essentially
he survived a nuclear blast.
Yeah, he's essentially, but he can also his ice power is so strong he can make the entire planet absolute zero if he chose to.
That's way better than the old school Iceman.
I mean, he is.
Damn.
And that's another thing, man. They do this to every single character. Every single character.
And that's why I don't read much of the new stuff.
Well, the problem,
up in the ante a little more because the reader today doesn't have the patience to have a longer story arc. It's got to get now.
They got to be careful with the Omega level shit because we make too many mutants Omega level. It's not as
special.
It's not as special anymore, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed. I just remember when it's Storm, Jean Grey, Professor X, and Cyclops for a while were the only Omega levels that you knew about. And
right.
Obviously, Magneto's Omega level,
right.
Like on the good side of things.
Yeah.
And then now it just seems like everybody and their mom is Omega level.
Yeah, there's a lot more.
I like Bishop as a character, but there's no reason Bishop should be counted as an Omega level mutant.
Now it does if he's in the future sense. That makes sense because he's got to fight. It's not many of them left, so you need at least one or two to kind of be that. And I don't think Shard is, and I think she should have been. But I get it. When it's back this way, and if he's in the regular timeline with everybody, I don't think you need it.
Yeah.
But was Mystique considered an Omega level mutant?
I don't think so.
I hope not. Okay, well,
Cable, I think Nathan Gray for sure was. X-Men was definitely Omega level.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because I know she was her powers were what they were, but she was pretty. Aside from her powers, she was really skilled.
They've really amped up her power too now to a ridiculous level.
Who Mystique?
Yes, that she was able to change herself completely physically from female to male and impregnate Destiny.
Yeah, which is nuts.
Wow.
And that's how Nightcrawler. So that's Nightcrawler's new origin,
which
is also nuts. Which also made me throw. I almost threw something at the computer when I was reading.
So wait a minute, is that why she's considered Nightcrawler's mom or whatever?
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
so they
she was always considered his mom, but now she's his dad.
Yeah.
Creepy. Yeah, now she's his dad. Right, that's creepy, dude. I mean, man.
Yeah, and so the crazier thing is they had created Azazel, who's been in a fucking movie for the sole purpose of being Nightcrawler's father, and now that's all just gone.
That's
and
gone.
He was just an abusive asshole.
God, why I don't? It's like they constantly contradict themselves.
Yeah, because in the comic and even in X-Men the animated series, it's what's the name? Creed. One of the Creeds, I think, is it not? Yeah, one of the Creeds is not Victor. Obviously, it's not Sabretooth, but I know they had a little fling. But is it Sabretooth's son?
Graydon Creed. Yeah, it was Mystique and Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
That's crazy. I don't know. Some comic books, man, they're a little nuts, man. I don't know.
There's not a simple thing about the X-Men at all.
But
it was though. That's the problem. It was so simple. And
there was a time.
I love the Claremont, Jim Lee, that '90s pocket where that 80s pocket, 90s pocket is like my favorite era X-Men. I like the newer stuff that they did with the crossover books. That stuff is cool, but like the 80s and the 90s is where I live with the X-Men. So when they go and mess that stuff up, it's like, come on, bro. I'm gonna throw something at whoever's over there tinkering with my stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm divorced enough from it that I can admit that my favorite run is not the best run. And
Which
my
is
favorite,
what, the House of M?
no,
Powers
my favorite run is Grant Morrison's, starting from E
was-
to Extinction all the way up to Planet X.
Oh, okay.
When he fucking had Magneto fucking infiltrate the mansion as Zorn.
Well, that's not a bad run either, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's a bit much too.
Yeah, but that's my favorite one. Introduced Phantom X.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that
the X-Force, Uncanny X-Force era, all that stuff, right? Around that same
that
time?
stuff all came after.
Okay.
Like,
Wolverine.
oh man, they had Phantom X get Scott drunk so that he would have Wolverine tag along with him, and they had basically a fucking like 2 or 3 issue arc where it was fucking Phantom X, a drunk Cyclops, and Wolverine in the world, which was Weapon X's like alternate reality program. Hunting down, you got to figure like this is where they decided that what Weapon X meant was Wolverine was Weapon 10.
Weapon 10, right.
So, like, at this point, that's when you find out Phantom X is Weapon 13.
Who was Weapon 1?
Captain America.
Captain America. Yep.
And then, so, at this point, they're going after Weapon 15. Who's 2 generations past Phantom X. And, like, and Weapon 15 had already cannibalized Weapon 14. And it was going fucking crazy. It was so fucking cool to me.
I might check that out.
It's hard to get into. Frank Quitely is the artist on the first stuff. Also, the whole Cassandra Nova shit.
Yeah.
But Frank Quitely is the artist on it. He is my favorite. See, like, that's the thing is, like, Grant Morrison's my favorite comic writer of all time, and Frank Quitely's my favorite artist. And they did that run together, you know, with Chris Bacalo doing issues in between and shit like that.
There's nothing like Jim Lee, bro.
There you go.
Jay Lee, the man. I mean, he's the only one I know to do Batman and half the damn X-Men. So that's nuts.
Yeah,
Not
see,
too
like
many people get to do that.
Jim Lee's done a lot of characters.
And he got a Spider-Man too, don't he?
Jim Lee,
I know McFarlane does.
McFarlane
Or maybe is it
definitely.
McFarlane definitely does. Yeah, definitely Spider-Man. But
Okay.
Eric
Maybe
Larson was on Spider-Man too.
I don't know if Jim Lee ever
he's-
did Spider-Man. I don't know.
I don't think he did. He was he might have done like a fill-in somewhere or like
Yeah, but he was mainly the X-Men. So like,
Yeah.
the New Mutants.
He actually had a run on Punisher too.
Yes, I do remember that. As a matter of fact, is that new Punisher? No, that's not his. But that Punisher looks like it's more.
Oh, okay. It looks
Yes.
like he did a pin.
Okay.
I can't. Oh no, that's McFarlane. That's definitely McFarlane.
My pup is yelling at me that it's bedtime.
Yeah, it's about 11 o'clock. It's after 11 o'clock, so we can go ahead and get off here.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
I got to bail. She's
Yeah,
Hey,
and we'll.
all right.
There's a hangout going on probably soon. I'll figure it out. Either you'll put up a link.
Be
or I
on the
will.
lookout.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to follow along next week, the link is in our chat, guys, for you guys. But yeah, we're gonna do Tower of Babel.
Cool.
And I will see you guys in a few weeks.
All right,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Good luck with your surgery,
Good luck with your
Dave.
surgery,
Thank
brother.
you, boys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Man.
I'll try
Let
to
me
tune in
know.
to watch, but the hospital has some pretty shitty Wi-Fi. So
Yeah,
bro.
the first week I probably won't, but the second week I'll be able to watch from home.
All right, man.
Nice.
See you, gentlemen, later.
Yep.
Peace, love, and hair grease.
Adios, guys.